What is up, YouTube? Skiz1 here, and today I have for you a review of the JUNOBO Mop Marker. As always, I'll tell you a little bit about the product, then we'll take it outside, do a bit of a tag test, try it on a few different surfaces, and see how it performs. But before I get into that, I just want to mention I recently, last video, or a couple videos ago, I did a review of this bad boy, the Grog Squeezer, so check that out if you're interested. But for the JUNOBO Mop Marker here, it's a 2-ounce mop, no mixing ball in it. I'm excited to try this out just because it seems like it's more of a squeezable body than a lot of squeeze mops. Like, it seems like a bit thinner plastic. It's like really comfortable to hold. I like this little part they have here at the end. It really makes it nice to write with, or feels nice to write with anyway. It comes in 9 different colors. This is Atlantic Blue. The nib, I'll let you see there, a bit leaked through, so that's a bit more true representation of the blue. But the nib's supposed to be 1/2 inch, so that's around 1 centimeter-ish, or a bit more. The paint itself is made in Philadelphia, I believe. It's all handmade. They are very adamant about that, so you know it's going to be quality. Basically, I don't really have too much to say about this just because it seems like a pretty standard mop from just a bit of a less well-known company, but we're going to see how it performs and see if it stands up to the competition and do a little tag test with it. Alright, I'm out here in my garage now. That's where we do all the business here. So basically I'm going to juice the nib up. We're going to start off by testing this out on just some, it's basically cardboard. It's got a few inks and paints on it already, but we're going to see how this performs. Let's do it. Look at that. Yeah, look at this. This is a real nice, true blue color. The consistency there is great. Very little streaking. I'm not even squeezing very hard. Getting these real nice drips on the bottoms. Again, it's a fairly thick formula. It feels similar to like Grog's formula. When I say that, I mean it's a bit thicker, and I like that because, again, I've said this in other reviews, but you get drips on the tails of the letters right where you want them, and it makes everything look really nice and smooth. I'm going to test on a few more surfaces, try a bit more on cardboard just for fun. I always have to point out, this ink, it smells good, but it smells very different than a lot of other inks, so I don't know if the formula is that different, but I know a lot of inks have a very similar smell. This, it's sort of an outlier, so that's cool. Just an observation, so let's try a few more. And I have to say, this is very, very easy to control. The nice soft plastic body, it's really given it that extra little bit of control that you want for your writing. Really happy with that. Yeah, so right here, I'm getting a few drips, but I'm really not squeezing that hard, so if you want a ton of drips, this is the way to go. I'm gonna get a bit rough with this and test it on wood. Again, it is like a mop with a mohair nib, so wood might not be the best for it, but we're gonna see if it does it anyway. Wow, this is actually like smooth writing on wood with it. This is incredible. Look at that. The color's staying consistent, really bright, really vibrant. Drips are almost like a bit hard to control, but that's like just my personal preference. Again, I'm not like one for drips that much, but if you are, this is the way to go, like I said. There's your new logo, JUNOBO. Just kidding. I know it sucks. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, I want to try sort of this like glossy laminate type stuff just because I know it'll write smoothly on it, but I also want to see if it streaks at all. That's usually the problem with glossier, smoother surfaces, so let's see how it performs. Can't really complain. I mean, we've got a bit of streaking here and just sort of around, but not too bad, especially because this is like the smoothest of smooth surfaces. But overall, it's holding up fairly well. Want to try writing on here just because it's like the roughest of rough cardboard. I've painted like hundreds of layers on this, so we're gonna see if the nib can take a bit of a beating. Seems to do just fine on there. Alright, it's a bit chilly outside, so let's get this over with. I just want to try a bit of metal real quick. I'm gonna try and find a way that's not awkward to write on. There's that. Sorry, it's a bit of a tight spot here to write, but does just fine on metal. I'd figured we just couldn't do a proper test without putting it to metal, so that's that. Well, my people, look at this. This thing is, I gotta say, it's fun. I like it. You can see the nib there. It held up very well. I did a few tags off camera, and it's still holding up just fine. I really like the blue color there. This thing seems really nice. I'm really a fan of the squeezable body. It gives you a lot more control of flow and everything like that. The only little complaint I have about it is it seems like it's a little bit streaky. Other than that, it seems fine. It's basically a really fun marker to work with, so I'd recommend getting one. Overall, I'd give it like a 4 out of 5 maybe. I think I mentioned it comes in 9 colors. I picked this up at bombingscience.com. They're not very pricey at all. I think these are like $5. I'll have it in the description, the actual price, and a link to the product. Well, a lot of people overlook JUNOBO just because they're not like the biggest brand out there, but honestly, this is a really nice marker, so I'd pick some up. Lots more videos to come. Check out my Grog Squeezer review I just did. Till my next video, rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.